AFTV, were we outclassed today?
We were fucking shit. We were shit. Like, there's not much to say that anyone else hasn't said. Like, we were garbage.
Now, let me ask you this question. I'm going to ask this to a few people here. Was it worth moving here today? You know, it's a decade now. We're looking back at the decade. We're coming towards the end of the year of, you know, we're going to be into 2020 soon. It's over a decade now, just over a decade that we moved to this stadium from Highbury. Was it worth moving it?
You can't blame the stadium for how we're playing. At the end of the day, you can't really blame the stadium.
The reason why I'm asking that is because we were told that we were coming here to move into a bigger stadium because it was going to put us on another level.
100%, but at the same time, you can't blame a stadium for how you're playing. Like, truth be told, Arsenal Football Club is not a big club anymore. We're not the Invincibles.
But we moved there to become a bigger club.
We moved here because we were a big club, right? As a big club, you need a bigger stadium. More revenue, etc. means more money to spend, right? We've regressed since that. We're not a big club. Like, we'll be lucky if we're a mid-table club by the end of the season. Like, we're playing like garbage.
Okay,
no, ask away.
Right, let me ask you, was it worth it? Was it worth moving to the Emirates?
No, it wasn't, because when we left Highbury, obviously I wasn't around when we were at Highbury, but when we left Highbury we were told we were going to be on par with Bayern Munich, but we've come here and we've just decreased every single year, to be honest. We haven't really improved in anything, really. It's just been poor, really.
What about you?
No, it wasn't worth it. I'm actually one of the people here that, well, in the front anyway, that was old enough to remember the Invincibles. So I was watching them in and out. So I saw the decline from 2006. I was Wenger out 2008, like onwards. It wasn't worth it. We only done it to be a big club on paper. We weren't a big club in the sense of our stadium at 38,500. It's a lot easier now to get foreign fans in. You get loads of tickets out here selling tickets. People are filling up the stadium, but they're not the passionate fans. They're only about money at this club. Until Kroenke goes, nothing's going to change. And in terms of the manager as well, yes, I do think it's going to happen to be Arteta. It's really sad that it's going to be Arteta probably, but I don't want Arteta. I really don't want Arteta. But but the problem with this club is what we try and do is we're trying to get we're trying to paper over cracks and get the cheaper option. That's the thing. So instead of going for the bigger things, we're going for this will be all right for now. This will be all right for now, and then that's just what's going to happen with our club. It's going to capitulate and things are going to get worse. We're going to be lucky to finish in the top 10. I told you after West Ham, didn't I? Remember? I said don't get gassed on that win because we're going to capitulate again, innit? And I told you.
Listen, when we come up here to the Emirates, yeah, we was told that we had to sell our big players because of the financial stance and everything. Look at Tottenham. They ain't selling Kane. They ain't sold Son. They ain't sold no one. It's true. Their top players are still here. And they've got Mourinho in. Who have we got?
So for you, it weren't worth it?
I don't know, man.
I think it's worth it.
You think? Come around this way.
All right, go on.
You think it's worth it?
All right, YP speaking. I think it was worth it because when we were originally coming from Highbury to the Emirates, we tried like extending the Highbury, like when we were playing at Highbury, we tried extending it, but there wasn't like enough space around. So obviously we had to move. We were a big club at that time. Our only challengers were Man United and whatnot.
You know what I mean? What are we winning? Look how far ahead Manchester City are.
I know.
You know what I mean? Man City have got a smaller stadium, right? Their stadium's only 40,000, well, 50,000, I think it is now.
Yeah, but think of...
look how far ahead they are of us.
But Robbie, their stadium was given to them, if you think of it. After the Commonwealth Games, their stadium was given to them.
True.
It's the same way as West Ham, their stadium was given to them as well. Yeah. Right now, Tottenham, 10 years later, their stadium is like... all their players right now are on low wages or whatnot. When we were building our stadium back then, we had like Henry leaving, Vieira, Bergkamp towards them era, get me? And like obviously now inflation and whatnot has happened. But now Tottenham has got their stadium and whatnot. You see the TV rights or whatnot. You can watch, back then YouTube wasn't even around back then. You can watch the channels and like, the videos and all that stuff, you know? But what I feel like right now is like talking about the stadium is not that big a thing. We have to be talking about like the next manager. And people are not confident with saying someone like Arteta.
Do you have
or
Arteta?
whatnot. I wouldn't have Arteta because not everyone is a Pep Guardiola. Because you see Barcelona's success, they saw Pep Guardiola. He was for Barcelona B. They moved him up or whatnot. Former player, whatnot. He knew about the more than just a club motto and whatnot, right? But with Arsenal, I think you need to have like someone proven, someone who's done something. I feel like personally we should go for Ancelotti, to be honest. Okay. I think he's a Champions League winner. You see what he's done with Milan, Real Madrid, Napoli as well. So like that's the person we should be going for, really and truly. Allegri, I think he's kind of sort of past it, if you ask me personally or whatnot.
Okay.
And that's what I think should happen. But in reality as well, the players as well, when you see the players that we have now, if you go back to this match, Martinelli is born 2001 and we're relying on him. It's the same way as well. Torreira was playing well and Leno was saving the shots as well. So really and truly, I feel like Pepe should come to the other wing, because you see how many times he was trying to come inside. I came to this match personally, I came from Bristol to come and watch Pepe, 72 million. That little 9-minute cameo that he had against West Ham, I thought, wow, he's finally gonna like do something, you know? He was like, I know Cresswell gave him that like dirty challenge or whatnot. I think he should have got sent off. People are saying it's a good old tackle. What was your view on that tackle? What do you think?
Terrible.
It was terrible, absolutely. So really and truly, I feel like Pepe should at least get moving to like, I know that's where he was playing, where he was doing well in like the French Uber Eats, whatnot, that league, right? But if he gets moved to the, to the other wing, and he can go, down the wing. Because right now, Benjamin Mendy had him in his pocket. All he was doing was showing him the wing, and he's so left-footed. Like, do you remember Podolski? At least Podolski's left foot, you could do something with that. It was like a hammer. You just bang it in one time, you know?
Okay.
So yeah, I'll leave it at that.
All right, bless,
Cheers,
bro.
mate.
Was it worth moving here?
See, I grew up watching Arsenal at the Emirates. I've seen videos at Highbury. Highbury was a fortress. What's this? Like, halfway throughout that game, I was just looking at the players, like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, honestly, I remember waking up in the mornings thinking, oh, Arsenal's going to play. Oh, it's a good day. Now I wake up like, oh, Arsenal's going to play. Like, it's not fun no more. Like, honestly.
And who would you like to see as a new manager?
You see Arteta, you see like all these other managers. I want someone that can build the club, someone that is going to be trusted with funds. Poch, Ten Hag, bring them in.
Okay. Was it worth moving to the Emirates?
Well, looking at the last 10 years, overall, no. I mean, 3 FA Cup wins, it just papers over the cracks. I mean, as for today's game, you know, first, how many seconds? We're on the front foot, and then 45 seconds later, we concede. And then we go and concede 15 minutes later. And Man City got us with their they got us with our trousers pulled down around their ankles. Let's be real. And we gave too much respect and space to Man City. And if you do that, yeah, they'll take the piss and took the piss. They never even got out of first gear. They thought, yeah, let's relax. And they've had the makeshift defence compared to our defence. But you know what? You wouldn't think Man City have conceded stupid amount of goals all season. So overall, we were second best. And give credit where credit is due. Man City are Premier League champions for the last 2 seasons of the English Premier League campaign, and they're champions for a reason. But at the same time, we gave them too much respect. And moving here overall, no, we were lied to, violated, belittled, etc., etc. And we're asking our board up there to give us a top-class manager. And who that going to be? My personal choice would be Simeone, but the reality is I don't see it happening.
All right, I saw Ty there somewhere. Yeah. Where is he? Where? Come here. Come here. All right. Because you remember Highbury. Right? Right? You remember the good old days of Highbury?
Yeah, absolutely.
What was the point in coming here, Ty? To moving from Highbury and coming to the Emirates? It's over a decade now. We're coming to the ends of the decade.
Yeah.
What was the point in coming here? We've gone backwards. We've got worse. It just seems like it's a place of business. It's a business, like this guy said. It's just a place where you earn money.
So the board can get cash.
What's the point?
Well, the thing is, we are run perfectly as a business, but we're not only.
Are we?
I think so. As a business, we are. But
are we?
As a business,
where's the manager? Where's the new manager? Where's the new manager? Why have we not invested in areas of defence where we know there's problems? Why have we not sorted the midfield out? Why did we leave a manager in for so long when we knew we needed to make a change? We could possibly have had Guardiola. Is it really run that well?
Well, listen, we're making profits, aren't we?
That means nothing. Means nothing to us, does it, as fans?
But that's what I'm saying. But we are run well as a business model, but we are a football club, and the problem, I think, is that we don't have a football person on board, and that's the thing. We're making profits all the time, but we are forgetting about the football side. And yeah, you're right.
And if you don't concentrate on the football side, you get results like you did today, and you get embarrassed like we did today.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we were meant to come to Emirates to compete with the likes of Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid, but unfortunately, it just hasn't happened. It hasn't happened, and it's disappointing. Yeah,
we're not even competing with teams like Wolves now. Let's be honest. No, we're not.
I don't know about that. I don't know about Wolves and Sheffield United, but I think with Liverpool and Man City are the benchmark. And at the moment, I don't think anybody.
And we're not close, though, Ty.
We're not close, but this. But well, I don't know.
Look. You asked here if it was worth coming here. Was it worth coming here? We've been 12, 13 years at the stadium to be fucked in the arse by Man City for like the third year in a row, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, to be linked with fucking Arteta or Marcelinho, the guy who lost to Emirates, the guy we chased out of here. Come on, man.
Was it worth coming in?
Wasn't worth it.
To us, no.
Definitely.
To us, no. But to Kroenke, absolutely. The whole reason that this stadium was built, the entire reason that any stadium is built, is to generate more money and for corporate purposes. So when you look at this stadium and any American stadium and the stadium he's building in LA right now, the corporate boxes, not the club level, but the corporate boxes that are sold to businesses to come in and schmooze their clients, that money dwarfs the money that the individual tickets that we all buy, that money dwarfs that. So that's the whole reason you build a new stadium, is simply for money, for corporate purposes. That's it. As a fan, no, the stadium wasn't worth it.
Stan Kroenke, does he? I get a bit baffled. Does he want to win? Is he? I mean, I saw him last year when LA Rams got to the Super Bowl final. He was talking. He looked enthusiastic and that. But I've just never seen that here.
It's a lot different in American sports. They're just American sports have salary caps. So within a business structure, like Ty was saying, you can only spend so much money. And he doesn't have to worry about that because the television money for the NFL, that's all he needs to worry about because that pays his player salaries. You know what I mean? So you come here, you have to spend money. It's not the NFL, it's not Major League Baseball, it's not hockey, and it's not basketball. There's no draft, is my point. There's no collegiate draft. So if we finish in 20th place, we're not getting the first overall draft pick. We're going down a level, and we're going to lose a ton of money. And I think, to a degree, that's the Kroenke's problem. That's KSE's problem, is they don't quite understand how to run that business as opposed to the American teams that they have. So,
young man like myself, right?
You said the words right out of my mouth, Robbie.
A young man like myself, and you're going to get the last word today as well, right?
Thank you very much. It might be a long word. No.
Was it worth moving to this stadium from Highbury? You went to Highbury.
I was at Highbury.
Was it worth moving here? Right. What's the point? What is the point?
A few very quick pros and cons. Our Highbury Stadium was very close to the pitch, etc. Generated a massive, intensive atmosphere. Many great nights at Highbury, etc. However, we moved to the Emirates. Now you have to be careful here. Highbury, 300 metres away. All this space we got for this brand new stadium in London is very difficult. Chelsea can't move. Fulham can't move. Tottenham can't move. We've been very lucky. Now, we got this stadium, 60,000. And I think some people said they were led certain promises, etc., etc. They have not been delivered. Arsene Wenger, for about 4 or 5 years, played with one arm behind his back. He still got us in the Champions League year after year after year after year. And then when the purses were meant to open, they weren't opened. Why? Stan Kroenke and co. have got the... How can I put it? It's Christmas for them every year round. This business model that Arsenal have got, you look at these accommodations and buildings around here. There were warehouses and factories. We bought them, sorted them out, sold them. Massive money. Property business model. Third comes a business club. Now, the gentleman from America is saying what is going on with Stan Kroenke. He has to do nothing at the Emirates Stadium. Now, this year is the second year in about 18, 19 years we've lost money, only because of the transfers. Otherwise, it's a money-making machine. It's milking money without doing anything. And the worst thing, and I warn people, I never, ever, ever thought I would sell my 2 shares in Arsenal. Okay? I had no choice.
You had no choice.
I had no choice because I held on to the last. Once a shareholder has 90%,
had to sell them, isn't it? Yeah.
you have to sell.
Yeah.
So I could go to court, waste money and whatever. And I said that was the saddest day. Why? Never in the history of Arsenal Football Club has one person owned Arsenal. Yeah. It's been a family. It's been a neutral board. They've set us up for decades and decades and decades. Now we have one person in charge. He's not interested in the club. He, like you said, he should be turning up once a month watching a home game. No, I'm not saying every home game. Show some passion, loyalty, etc. But he doesn't need to do that because he knows the money's coming in. Although we lost money because of the transfers this year, it's only the transfers that did it. Otherwise, he's making money. His son is involved, and I really find that there's a two-tier split in the board. You've got the Kesicks and all that. They're now history. The others are driving the decisions. And what's happened is I sit in club level. There's 3 seats to my right. It's Credit Suisse. Now, last year, 30 home games, of which I reckon 8 or 9 games they turned up. I've never heard an empty seat make a lot of noise. It hits the atmosphere. But at the end of the day, the club says, and I've asked them a number of times, give me 2 values of the attendance. The number of bums on seats and the number of people who've paid for the seats. There is no way, and sometimes in this stadium, we've had 59,000 people in that stadium. There are people who've paid and don't turn up. I've got friends who'd love to come up and see 1 game, 2 games. I get many people in, but empty seats make no. It's not the fans anymore. At Highbury, you said, what do we miss? With the genuine fan, and I think at Highbury we were roughly 65%, 70% fan, 30-35% corporate. That dynamic in Emirates, in the Emirates, has changed the other way around. And the fan, it makes the noise, generates the passion, and all the rest of it. I look at corporate. Here's one for you. I've seen someone sit in front of me reading the Financial Bleeding Times while the game is going on. So what's the point of turning up? It's corporate. So the corporate generates the money, and I think someone said about the boxes. Yes, they generate, but club level generates a lot of money. I've seen troops in club level. I don't know how he was let in, but I was going to. I was going to escort him out. Yeah. And Lee's been in club level with troops. I said, listen, I want you out. No. It's good fun. It's humour, but there isn't troops and myself and enough of these people in club level to make the atmosphere. Yeah. Upper tier, lower tier, whatever. Now today, all I say is one thing that came out for me today is this. If I look at Saka, I look at Martinelli, I look at Emil Rowe, I look at Maitland-Niles, it was amazing. The youngsters, I stress the youngsters, there was belief. They got the ball. They wanted to go forward. What the hell is going on with some of the other people? It's ridiculous. We had a 10-minute patch in the middle, and Aubameyang was using his pace to cut people down, and he stopped. 10 minutes, that's all we got from Aubameyang. And at the moment, as I'd say, if the youngsters are doing it for us, let them have a run of games. Okay? Anyway, happy Christmas, everybody.
Happy Christmas. Well, listen, that's the roundup, and as you know what, as we come towards the end of a decade here at the Emirates, my personal opinion, we may as well have stayed at Highbury. I don't see at the moment the reason for being here. We saw the gulf in class today from Manchester City to Arsenal, and it was frightening, absolutely frightening. And we were promised when we moved there, somebody said it earlier, that we were going to be able to compete with teams like Bayern Munich. We were going to be...
Yeah, but Bayern Munich ladies.
Well, it must be. We're not competing at all at the moment. We're not competing. We used to compete every season to win the title. We are not competing to do that no more. The owners of this club need to get a grip. We don't even have a manager at the moment. What's going on? There's no manager here. There's no leaders on the pitch. There's nothing. And then you wonder why, after a decade, not a game, after a decade of this, why fans are moaning. The reason why is what we're seeing here. The owners of the club, Stan Kroenke needs to get on a plane, fly over here to England and start addressing the fans and start addressing the problems, right? Because fans are getting very annoyed at the situation. This is a huge football club. This is an institution in this country. Arsenal Football Club is the biggest football club in London. It is one of the biggest clubs in the whole of the world. You look at it, they do it but if we keep going like this, we're going to keep falling. At the moment, teams are coming here and they are expecting to win. They used to come here and expect to keep the goal count down. something needs to be done, and it needs to be done urgently.